Namaskaram Sadhguru. I hope you're having a fantastic journey across America on your 10,000 mile bike journey. I have been very intrigued to know the answer to this. So the question I wanted to ask you was, is the US getting more spiritual and moving away from materialism? And how do you compare that with India and where we are today? Also, if you don't mind saying, curious to know, what is the top speed you have hit on your bike journey so far? Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Harika, well, you're a chess master. Who is getting more spiritual, India or America? I think right from ancient times, in India, we invested heavily upon the spiritual dimension. That is, how to keep our interiority. And we also handle our external situations well, in the sense, because of the empowerment within us, we became the largest economy in the world, most dominant economy on that day without military power. That was a significant thing. Today, economies are run with the muscle of the military always behind the business. But we ran businesses without military power and still became the dominant economy. Nearly a fourth of the world's economy was India at one time, just 250 years ago. But since then, we have had invasions and occupations and we've lost a lot. In the last 10-15 generations, Indian populations have suffered an enormous amount of poverty, abject poverty. Slowly in the last 72 years or 74 years, we are slowly working ourselves out of that. It's been a challenging journey to come out of that, because our institutions of education, our institutions of passing our skills to the next generation, our businesses, our wealth, our spiritual strength, all these were systematically attacked and broken down. But still, we managed to retain what we retain, and India is building up once again. We are, I think, the sixth largest economy right now. Unfortunately, in our aspirations to come to the top three, which is being predicted will happen by 2030, this pandemic has kind of put a little bit of a roadblock, but I'm sure we will cross this well. Why I'm talking about economy when you ask about spirituality is, when there is no economic well-being, there is no time or energy in one's life to think of higher possibilities. Only when basic things are taken care of, can a human being think of what is more than this. When I don't have food to eat today, or I cannot feed my family today, now you talk about higher possibilities, who is interested? So in that sense, a whole lot of Indian population is right now engaged in somehow surviving and getting their economic status to some reasonable levels. Because of that, we have put a hold on our spiritual process. But at the same time, we have to say, the spiritual ethos may not be there as a conscious effort in a whole lot of people, but because the culture is completely laced with spiritual dimensions, unknowingly people are practicing various aspects of spirituality, and unknowingly they are little more inward bound than outward. Though today's generation is trying to be completely outward bound, I would say the urban population in India, particularly the well-to-do urban population in India, is far more America than the Americans are today. They live like them, they speak like them, everything, their music, their art, everything has become westernized, because somewhere America has become a symbol of success for everybody, so everybody trying to do that. In United States, they have reached a certain peak of material well-being, and there is a certain amount of very deep sense of frustration and struggles within an individual's lives. So more and more people are coming out of that mold of the old sense of American dream, get everything in the world that you can get, that kind of dream to an inward possibility, I think those numbers are significantly increasing in the last 15–20 years. And with this journey, bringing back Native American way of life, where what happens within you is far more important than what happens around you, this ethos we are trying to bring forth to the American population and to everywhere else. And above all, it's most important that we live in tune with what is around us. See the rock here, this is called as a balancing rock. Been balancing for 1,000,000 years and still sitting there. So, when a rock when a rock can stay so balanced, it is time human beings exhibit some sense of balance within themselves. So, one can take inspiration from anything for that matter. So America is definitely getting more thirsty for inner dimensions, no question. But it is not that India is behind. The youth in India today, a huge number of them are looking for a spiritual process. The very fact that, the number of people following us, number of people who are practicing spiritual practices in India, just through us, is running into millions and millions of people, hundreds of millions of people. And over 1 billion people are following us in one way or the other in the world. So definitely, the world is realizing that just fixing our economy, just having bigger homes, bigger cars, bigger everything is not going to sort us out. Okay, that is also part of our life, but it's not going to sort our life out. Something within us needs to happen. This aspiration is everywhere. About my speed, Harika, don't tell anybody. The only crime I've committed in my life is speed. Don't make me confess now, okay? What speed I touched. I went to Montana thinking there are no speed limits. That's what they had promised me, but when I went there, even there was speed limit. What a world. I need to go to Kalahari to ride the way I want to ride. Thank you.